Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Just Shauna here to talk about some friggin' books. Also, friendly little reminder, I do this every few videos or so, that you can join my channel as a member. If you click the little join button down below or the link in the description box, it will show you the various tiers and the different perks, including custom emojis, little membership badges, and access to my Discord server. But what we're really here for is to review. I did a video earlier this year. I can't remember when I posted it, but it was books to read by the end of the year. And it was a couple of things that were on my seasonal TBR, a couple of library books that I had, and different series that I was working through for various reasons. And I'm thinking that I'm done with this list at this point. There's a couple that I have not read, but I'll explain why I'm doing the video now. I just don't think I'm gonna get to them for various reasons. So let's review. The first few were books from the Sookie Stackhouse series. I had to read Dead in the Family, Dead Reckoning, Deadlocked, Dead Ever After, A Touch of Dead, and After Dead. And I read all of those, as you now know, because I ranted at length. This one I have not read, but I also don't think I'm going to, because I think I'm going to do a whole reread of the entire series, and that is Age of Empire, and I actually haven't even read Age of Death yet. So what I want to do, because it's now finished, the series is complete with Age of Empire, I want to start from the beginning and binge the series, because it's been a while and I was reading them as they were coming out. So there's certain things I've forgotten, and like the conclusion of the series, I want things to impact me properly, you know? So that if something really dramatic happens, that I will feel it how I'm supposed to feel it, versus feeling kind of, oh wait, who was that again? What happened with them? Why is that important? You know, it's because it's been a while. So that one I will not be completing by the end of the year. I don't imagine I will reread the entire series by then. Maybe something crazy will happen, but I doubt. Next was A Blade of Black Steel by Alex Marshall, which I DNF'd. So there's that. I tried and I gave up. Cinderella is Dead, which I have read and actually already unhauled. I liked it, but I didn't like it to the point where I thought I would ever reread it, and I thought it would be best to put it back out in the world and let it be in someone else's hands. Then a library book, All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. I did finish that. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Two of my rereads for my last seasonal TBR, The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin and Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I did read both of those. Woot woot. Timeless by Gail Carriger, which was the fifth and final book in that series. I was doing a reread of that. It's back there, but I did read that, so yay. Another library book that I had, A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown, and I did finish that, as you also know, because I did a review of it recently. This one is a library book that I just don't think I'm gonna get. I requested it in July, and it has said ordered, like by the library, like they've ordered the book, but I guess they don't have it. I'm the only person who has a hold on it. But it's not coming in. It's just not coming in. And that is Queen of Coin and Whispers by Helen Corcoran, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to buy the book, but I don't really want to. Maybe I'll be able to find a used copy at Changing Hands. If I do, I might grab that. But yeah, it's one of my most anticipated books of the year. The premise just sounds so great, but I haven't heard anybody talking about it. Then was Jade War, which I have read, as you know, because I freaking loved it. Might be, well, no, it's one of my favorite books of the year. I cannot wait for fucking Jade Legacy. And then A Promise of Fire by Amanda Bouchette, which is up there. I have finished that. That was book 2 in this trilogy. And then another DNF, which was a library book as well, Foundryside by Robert Barrett Jackson. Right? Yeah, I DNF'd that one pretty quick. I gave it to like 100 pages, I think. So now for some new books that I need to read by the end of the year. First up is Eleanor by Jason Gurley. I took the dust jacket off because I'm about to read it soon. So I'm sure I'll finish this one. This was the book that was picked by one of my channel members in the little random generator Penelope one. And so she was able to select from my list of TBR books for me to read next, and she selected this one. And then this book is over there. I don't feel like grabbing it, but it's part of this series, basically the rest of this series. I want to read Valor, which I have started, and then Ruin and Wrath, all by John Gwynne, the Faithful and the Fallen series. So they're kind of chunkers, so we'll see if I'm able to do this. I don't know. Heart of Fire, it's up there. I don't want to grab it, by Amanda Bouchette, the third book in that trilogy. Also for my seasonal TBR, so I won't get too into it, Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. This book is over there. It's a nonfiction. Cuba, it's like from revolution to reform, or reform to revolution. I don't know. It's basically a textbook about Cuba. That one probably will take me until the end of the year. It's interesting though. I'm learning about the entire history of Cuba. My two reread selections, Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and then Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, that's over there. A couple of new ones that I want to get to by the end of the year. Fireborn by Rosaria Munda, and then Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. I really think I'm gonna love both of these, and I want to read them soon. They've been just staring at me from my bookshelves. This one only for a couple weeks, but like it's been in my brain for like a year and a half, and then this one just has been staring at me for months. And then two more new ones, The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin, and then David Mogo God Hunter by Suyi Davies Okungbawa. I am hoping I love both of these. They sound so amazing. The premises sound so amazing. And there we go, that's all. Those are the books that I had on my list to read by the end of the year that I read most of already, and then an entirely new list. Let's see if it actually happens. I will update you later. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.